Hello, everybody out there who's a Splinterlands fan. This is kind of a funny week because the theme for the Share Your Battle is no attack. And they go over the different monsters that have no attack in the post that they'd like you to show you in the battle. And it's kind of funny because there's some that have no attack and there's other ones that don't. So they kind of go over the Creeping Ooze, which at low level has no attack, the Albatross, which is the healer who has no attack. At one cost, it's a pretty good card on the blue team. Failed Summoner, which is a actual kind of fun card on the green team if you were to level him up. Warrior of Peace is a rewards card for life. Truth Speaker is the one that gives everyone armor. Undead Priest, I forget. I have to double check on what that one is. Shadowy Presence is the rewards card from Death. The Cube and Mr. Lord A. Now, obviously, the easiest card that you're going to see the most in this challenge is Lord A, and I have a Lord A battle to show you, but it's a pretty funny one. That's why I'm going to show it to you. I think the harder ones to use are like Truth Speaker, the Shadowy Presence, because not a lot of us are going to have that at high enough level for it to be good, and the Failed Summoner. Those are a little harder to get a win with, I believe. They're good cards, but you never know what's going to happen. So I just wanted to go over a couple things with Splinterlands. Those of you who are maybe newer, you might not know they do airdrops every time they sell 100,000 packs. We're at 85,206. I'm not sure how quickly we're going to go through those last 15,000 packs, but I went ahead and bought 100 more. I did one of the 100 promos the other day. It was a reward for myself because I'm going back to work on Monday. My furlough is over. So that was kind of fun. I did okay. I got a good amount of legendaries. I didn't get any legendary goldens. I got 3 mimosas. I'm selling those pretty cheap just to get some of that money I spent back. So there's a couple on the market still for what was the lowest price for me if you want to pick those up. It's a great card, and I'm going to show you that in just a second. You know that the next one they drop is going to be somebody on the level of the last 2 legendary summoners. These untamed legendary summoners are very powerful cards. So, picking up a couple packs in the next couple weeks, getting that chance to get one of those airdropped to you. If you're super lucky, get an airdrop gold, and all of a sudden you're going to love this game a ton because you're going to be like, wow, I just got a card worth a couple $100 probably for free. But I've yet to experience that golden airdrop, so maybe I'll get lucky this time. Now let's go ahead and go over here to the battles. Oh, there's another reason why. I'll show you something else. It's a good time to maybe invest a little money in Untamed. The team is doing a lot more tournaments that involve using Untamed cards. So, or our lower level, which are like the bronze or the silver events. Those ones, see here's some down here, $200 tournaments for Untamed series. I actually will I won't be able to enter this one yet because my Untamed Summoners are only level 4. I have to work on that. One of the reasons why I bought the cards. I'll be picking them up slowly and trying to figure that out. Now, but as these tournaments continue, the bigger one for the Untamed, the Anytime ones are a little easier to play. And you can win decent rewards playing them. And here's another 150, 150. And there's some smaller ones, obviously. Here's another 151. They are doing some tournaments, 150, that are for the non-Untamed set. But I think, obviously, Splinterlands wants to sell the Untamed cards, so they're doing a few more bigger tournaments for the Untamed cards, it seems like, at this time. Obviously, anybody can come and host their own tournament, which you see some people doing. Now that the Anytimes are out, we're going to see more of these pop up. You had D-City do a couple tournaments. Chris Roberts did a fun tournament that I entered. So this should grow and grow and grow. Agrode's doing one for only 30 people to enter. So it's kind of an interesting idea. There's only 4 of us entered right now. That's the minimum to play. And it's paying out to 12 places. So maybe watch it. If you enter, you're guaranteed to get your money back at this point, assuming that he's doing something super nice. And the four of us, if no one else enters, get 20 hive. I shouldn't even be telling anybody this, but I'm sure other people will figure it out. There has to be at least 12 people in here because 12 people are guaranteed to get their money back or more for the 5 hive entry fee, while only if the more than 12 enter will you have anybody who's out the 5 hive. So something to watch. Maybe make sure that there's at least 12 people in that tournament that Aggro has going. It starts tomorrow at 10 a.m., so there's not that much time left for more people to get in there. All right, let's go to my battles. I know I kind of rambled here, so we'll go through these a little bit quickly. So I'm going to start off with this one. This is a Lord A as my card with no attack. I know I said he was the easiest one to use, but this is kind of a show-off of the Mimosa card, just to get you hyped up for those legendary summoners that might get airdrops soon, and the combos that Mimosa can allow. So in this one, let me just start it and then pause it, and then we'll go ahead and watch it. So this was keep your distance, so no melee monsters, and everyone gets armor. So I went with Mimosa, and I threw the Lord A in front. We all know Lord A's got Void and Shield. And so I used behind him, almost every one of my cards has a attack reducing status. So I went ahead and went with a Silence, another Silence, a Headwinds. Mimosa has a Headwinds. And then this was kind of silly. Maybe I shouldn't have done this one, but it was a high mana game, so I threw him out there for the big attack and the blind, even though there was going to be no melee monsters. I ran into somebody that played kind of an interesting setup. The cards are a little lower level, but even if they were a tiny bit higher level, it's just kind of funny to see that after all my debuffs kick in here, my no attack monster is not going to be able to be hurt by anybody except for the vampire on their team. So we'll go ahead and start that, just so you can watch the debuffs kick in and watch everybody get moved down to not being able to even damage this card. It's kind of an interesting thing that Death can do now. They're one of my favorite teams because of this. You can put monsters in front that have shield or void, or both, and then lower down your opponent's attack. So that is the only person that can hurt me. I'll speed it up in a second, but look, all the rest are gonna deal zeros. It's pretty funny. 0, 0. And then here's my guy's obviously still attacking pretty well. Another 0. I know I'm making you watch it in slow speed, but just for one round, and then I'll go to max speed and I'll really win quickly. So this one was pretty funny. As you could see, he just could not have the firepower ever to get through the Lord A, even with no healing. He's just going to sit there, and I'm going to eventually pound through his team, get rid of his silences, get my armor back, and then this just becomes a cakewalk. So it's pretty funny just to see a team that basically had absolutely no chance due to the controls that the Death team has. It does have to be higher mana to be able to pull this off, but it's kind of a funny little thing to be able to do to somebody. I'm sure he didn't like that. But that was a pretty big win for me this morning. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you one where I use the cube. And I admit the cube's a little bit easier too. But it just kind of worked out that way that I decided to use the cube, because I think a lot of people underestimate the power of the cube. It's a really good card. I have it up to level 7. I'm working on getting it up to higher levels. Every once in a while, I just buy a little chunk of them because people are selling it really cheap. But a card with high life and self-heal and scavenge, what that does is it allows him to eventually start healing himself for very big heals. And you can throw another heal behind him. I couldn't this time because I went with Death here. Because in the background I wanted to have the double sniper with the magic silence to protect him a little bit because he doesn't have void. It's because of the teams that you could choose in this one. Normally I would play green, but they weren't available. So I went ahead and did Death. I could have maybe went life, but I wanted to try this little double sniper combo. And you'll see here, this is one where I set myself up to win this pretty easy, and then I almost lost because of knockout, and he got a stun. But we'll go ahead and watch this battle. Let me just do medium speed. So I put the chicken in front, obviously, because I knew it would die, and then I would scavenge straight up to 13 life. So you'll see here, I heal 4 of that back. And now I've taken out his healer, so he can't heal twice. And as soon as I kill that back row, I was going to not take any more than 4 damage, and I would have kept healing at least 4. But he got that big hit for 8. Now, Scavenge set me up to where if he would have missed, I would have never lost my cube, but I didn't miss. But I did have enough firepower, just barely, to win this fight. I mean, on the dot. If I would have missed that attack, I would have lost. So it's kind of fun just to watch the cube. It's one of the cards that I think a lot of people underestimate. It can be a pretty strong tank. And look, I mean, it's a 2-cent card. So you do have to get it at least to this level at here. And it's a much better card if you can get it up here at 8 or 9. And then when you get Void, that makes it a much, much better card. So I think this is one to watch out for if you want a card that you can throw in at almost any time and have it tank for you. Up in the front, take that damage, do a big, big self-heal. Put 1 healer behind, and he'll be really, really hard to kill. This card can do that. And people shouldn't underestimate the rewards cards, because Lord Aid was a rewards card. Prismatic Energy is a rewards card. These cards are all really, really good cards that win a lot of people a lot of matches. So I hope you all have a good time. I hope you enjoy checking out my 2 little battles and me talking about the game a little bit. And everybody, make sure you check out the No Attack Share Your Battle Challenge by Splinterlands. Goodbye.